Hi, I'm Joss.
Hi, I'm Claudia.
And this is the Let's Get Down to Business podcast.
We're two cousins on opposite ends of the globe with a lot of opinions about figure skating.
And we're here to deliver the news, recaps, and commission Spongebob face masks from Jean-Luc Baker's mom, just like the one she made for him in the Kiss and Cry. Hello, welcome back to our second episode where we are recapping in great detail the U.S. Nationals of this year. In our first episode that you all should go and listen to, we recapped the ladies event. In this episode, we're going to be doing pairs and dance. And in our next episode, we will be recapping men. So 3 episodes this time instead of our usual 2, but just because there is so much content to be had.
Absolutely, and we're going to start right off with pairs. At the top, let's talk about the withdrawal and split of Tara Cain and Danny O'Shea. I think everyone was kind of semi-non-surprised that this happened. There were rumblings all around about a potential split and even potential retirement. Neither Tara nor Danny have said anything about retirement, so we assume that they're going to continue skating. We wish them all the best for their future, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame that we didn't get to see them compete at this Nationals. And 3 other pairs actually withdrew due to COVID exposure, and I think these withdrawals were self-imposed as to not put other competitors at risk, so good on them. Those pairs are Sarah Burden and Matthew Runis, Winter Diedoff and Mikhail Johnson, and Bryn McIsaac and Mark Sadowski.
And that is a shame. However, it seems like they are taking COVID precautions, unlike many of the folks at Russian Nationals.
We love responsibility. Yes. Responsibility is great.
We love to see it. I mean, it really is the bare minimum, but we do love to see it. Our second piece of news that we're going to bring to you is that just a couple days ago, USFS announced the teams that will be going to Worlds. And I don't think this comes as any surprise, but the 2 teams that they're going to be sending are Jessica Calalang and Brian Johnson, and Alexa Knierim and Brandon Frazier, so our gold and silver medalists at Nationals. And our alternates, our first alternate is Ashley Cain-Gribble and Tim LeDuc. Our second alternate is Audrey Liu and Misha Mitrofanov, and our third alternate is Emily Chan and Spencer Howe. I don't think any of those things come as a surprise to anyone, so looking forward to potentially seeing them at Worlds if Worlds happens this year.
It's the whole if Worlds happens, right? But yes.
I don't know how many times we're going to be saying that, if Worlds happens.
Big disclaimer at the start. Whenever we say Worlds, it means if Worlds happens.
But we're never going to say that again.
All right, let's start at the top, shall we? Let's talk about Alexa Knierim and Brandon Frazier, who also came first in Skate America earlier this season and backed it up with a win here at US Nationals for their first season together. So really well done to those 2.
Yeah, good for them. I think they have improved. I think both programs have improved since Skate America.
Yes.
They do have still a little bit of that aunt and nephew vibe.
Very much the Holy Spirit in between them when they do their side-by-side jumps.
Still the Holy Spirit is standing between them for their side-by-side jumps. A lot of distance between them, but definitely much improved from Skate America. So their short program, at Skate America, they scored 74.19. And here their score improved to a 77.46. So definite improvement. They look a lot more comfortable in this program.
Yes, they do. I think both of them really like this program, as do we. I think they skate it very, very well. It's very enjoyable music and program. Yeah, they had a lovely triple twist to open. They landed their side-by-side triple toes. A little bit out of sync, but that's okay. Their side-by-side pair spins at the end were also out of sync at the start, but they got it together at the end when Brandon started shouting the calls for position change. So that's improvement. We love to see improvement.
We do love to see improvement, and I love this program. I said that in the Skate America episode too. I love everything from the music to their costumes, especially Alexa's costume, that red and black with like the little, I don't know, tree branchy type looking things over the torso. Love it. Love the vibe.
I also love the vibe of the costume in the free skate. Lisa and Alexa just work so well together. The free skate is To Fall on Me by Andrea and Matteo Bocelli. And it was a really good skate from them. Really good skate. Their side-by-side triple toes and their side-by-side triple toe double toes were landed, albeit very far apart.
Yes, very far apart. That's the theme with these two. Get a little closer together. They have to actually be side by side and not like.
Maybe they're just like accounting for like Chris to be in the middle, just like the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit is Chris Knierim.
They're taking COVID precautions.
Yes, they are. Very, very far apart. They also landed their side-by-side triple sows. The throws were a throw triple loop and a throw triple flip. That was really, really good. Yeah, it was a really good free skate from them. Although they scored 150.64 for the free skate. And to put that in perspective, Sui Han's world record free skate from 2019 Worlds was 155.60. Now, this was a great free skate, like I said, but I don't think it is within 5 points of Sui Han's world record skate. And even Brandon, in the Kiss and Cry, his reaction to the score was just like, oh, hell no. No. He was so shocked that he was just like,
all
no,
hell.
No, this ain't happening. And I feel like he knew it was kind of inflated, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, they came in first, and Chris Knierim was on the Kiss and Cry wall with Alexa and Chris's cat Scarlett, and we've never seen him exhibit that much emotion, so improvement all round, right?
I will forever be haunted by the image of Alexa spinning and Chris being a spectator.
I was honestly, last night, I was trying to find a GIF for that and trying to find like a YouTube video of their skate, and I couldn't find it. So if anybody has the GIF, please send it to us at Let's Get Down Pod, Instagram, Twitter, send it to us because it's great. It's so great.
Yeah, Chris Knierim had a lot of personality on his Skype window in the Kiss and Cry. They were for sure, though, Alexa and Brandon, far and away the gold medalists. None of the other teams, especially with their mistakes, which we'll talk about, could really touch them here. But again, that is a lot of number for them in the free skate. And
a lot of number.
And, even though they were definitely the best here, no question there, I think it's a little too much number to give them at this point.
They were like 23 points ahead of second place finishers Jessica Calalang and Brian Johnson, and that's a really big margin. I mean, second and third did have mistakes in their short and free skates, so that is understandable. However, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's talk about Jessica Calalang and Brian Johnson and their two skates.
Yeah, they had probably not the outing that they were looking for. I was watching the warm-up cam, and Jessica in particular was having a ton of trouble with her side-by-side jumps, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they pull it together, because I think here they were really looking for a continuation of their amazing skating last season. They had so much momentum,
yes,
and then Worlds was canceled, which was such a shame, especially for this team. I think out of really any American teams, but here it was really just not their event in general.
Yeah, so in the short program, which is their Game of Thrones short that they kept from last season, Jess went down on the side-by-side triple sows. Like we said, she was having trouble with it in warm-up too. Jess somehow landed one of those wonky throws she always lands. It's insane. It's beyond me how she does it. The side-by-side pair spin wasn't that great, and their final lift was only level 3, so they did definitely leave points on the table. They scored 71.30, which landed them in second after the short.
Yeah, they dropped a lot of levels here. Like you were saying, on the final lift was a level 3. Their side-by-side spins were also a level 3, so all around not the caliber that they're looking for here to be the gold medal winners, hence the large margin between them and Alexa and Brandon. And Brian throws her at some very interesting angles, and
I know
she somehow manages to land them. I don't know how the physics works on that, but
she defies physics, right?
Defies physics.
And in the free skate to Who Wants to Live Forever, the judges appreciated how they also defied physics in the throw triple twist, plus 5 GOEs across the board, and absolutely deserve it because that is gorgeous. It's so floaty and high.
And unfortunately, that is kind of where the great stopped, because the rest of the program really not what they were looking for. Jess again fell on the triple toe combo, which I think was supposed to be a triple toe double toe. And then because she fell, Brian only did a single toe afterwards. They again were losing levels on their lifts. There was a level 2 lift and a throw triple sal that again defied physics. Again.
I know, right? But she did land the throw triple lutz very, very well. But that last lift, that was scary. So it started off like really, really well. And then when she was coming out of it, Brian or Jess, I don't know, missed a hold and she almost dropped. And my heart went through my body and out the rear end. I was terrifying. So scared. She definitely looked rattled in the kiss and cry as well. Brian did say, like, are you okay? And she's just like, yeah. I'm like, oh, Jess. But yes, the free skate wasn't a great one. The elements that they didn't make a mistake on, however, the GOEs were +3 and above, nothing less. So I think that the judges are willing to give them the scores to compete with Alexa and Brandon, but it's really up to Jess and Brian to step up to the plate and deliver consistent, clean performances, because they have the caliber to compete with Alexa and Brandon, of course. But yeah, it was just so sad to see them so disappointed after their program with their free skate score.
Yeah, I think here the judges did what they could for them. Obviously, it's nationals, so if there was ever an event for the judges to help everyone out,
yes.
In terms of, the eyes of the rest of the world looking upon them, but here they just didn't deliver, as much as the judges wanted to help them, they just really couldn't with all their falls and losing their levels. So they actually ended up third in the free skate, and they scored 133.99, and overall they scored 205.29. And it's actually really interesting because I think that if Ashley and Tim had done better, and of course we'll get to them in a second, they could have really taken silver here. The margin was not too large between second and third.
It was a 5-point difference, and the short program difference between the two was just shy of 6 points. So yeah, how about let's start talking about Ashley and Tim. Let's start with their short program, which was where they really could have made up that margin, because it wasn't the best short program we've seen from them.
Oh, and that's such a shame because I love the contrast between the two programs that they have this season. They're amazing. The costumes are amazing. And the thing that I love about these two costumes is that they're not like gender conforming ladies' costume and man's costume. I think they really made an effort to make their costumes kind of like just the same, but with small tweaks to fit their bodies. And I love what they're doing here. I love their vibe. I could use with, there's a cut in the Rachmaninoff that is not my favorite, but I mean, whatever, it's fine. I really do love these programs. I love everything about them. But again, here is another team that just did not deliver here. And it's a shame because if they had delivered, I think they could have really taken that silver medal from Jessica and Brian.
Yeah, so short program, they opened with a great triple twist, but Ashley went down on the side-by-side triple Salco, which was called under, and then double-footed the landing of the throw triple Lutz. And the throw triple Lutz was definitely needed an exclamation mark or an E. It wasn't given, but for me in the replay, it wasn't even slow-mo, but the replay, it was clear as day that it was not a clear outside edge. I would have called it an inside edge, but nationals.
Welcome to nationals.
Welcome to nationals. But they did have a fantastic side-by-side pair spin, as always. I just love how Tim is flexible enough to hit all those positions that typically you see girls do, but his lines are so great. They match Ashley's so well, and it's part of the reason why we love them so much.
Love Tim LeDuc. Yeah, they're truly amazing. However, the free skate, it was really weird because Tim fell on the triple loop, and like, have I ever seen Tim LeDuc fall in a triple loop? Like, I feel like this just never happens.
I know, and I also feel like that side-by-side loops are a really odd choice for side-by-side pair jumps, so I don't think I've ever seen that happen as well. But I love these costumes as well. They were kind of like a grey tie-dye thing, perfect for Rachmaninoff in my opinion. But yes, the rest of the program turned out really quite well for them. Throw triple Lutz was landed. Still have the edge problem, but it wasn't called anyway. Their side-by-side combo jump was a triple sow, double toe, double loop. Good job to them. She stepped out of the throw triple sow. over-rotated a little bit. Overall, decent, right? Decent. They came in second in the free skate with 134.71, which was literally 0.72 above Jess and Brian. So a little bit of a margin, but like we said, if they had cleaned things up a bit, they really could have battled for the silver.
Yeah, they really, really could have. I think not falling on that triple loop, you know, maybe a level here and there could have really bumped.
Skaters, just don't fall in your programs,
Just
right?
don't fall, guys. It's just that simple.
Don't make mistakes.
Just kidding. I also found it very interesting that Ashley's husband, Dalton, had a golf club in the Kiss and Cry. I was like, why are you showing us your golf club? Do we need to see this?
I mean, it's show and tell, like Chris Knierim showed off their cat, and, you know, Dalton Gribble was just like, I'm going to show off my golf club. Singular.
I would much rather see Scarlett Knierim than I would rather see Golf Club Gribble. The kissing, just FYI.
FYI. But yes, Ashley and Tim did get the bronze medal and are the first alternates to Worlds. And we do want to also point out what Tim's USFS bio says, because it's really, really interesting, and we don't really talk about skaters who do philanthropic work.
Yeah, it says in his USFS bio, excuse me, I trip on that all the time, that he volunteers with DFW Fuse, which is an empowerment program in his area focused on HIV awareness and protection. And obviously, we stand Tim LeDuc. We stand all of the work that he does with this organization. It seems like this is local to him, and we love it. Love it. Love them, just not really their event. But you could have taken silver. Come on, guys. Just don't fall. I should be a coach.
But hope. Yeah, let's just scream, "Don't fall!" And they're just like, okay, got it. Yes. Hopefully at Worlds, if it happens, Jess and Brian and Alexa and Brandon do well enough to secure 3 spots for American pairs, because wouldn't we love to see that? That would be amazing. So fingers crossed, I guess.
Fingers crossed. And I guess a team that would be battling for that potential 3rd spot is our 4th place finishers here, Audrey Liu and Misha Mitrofanov, who were our bronze medalists in Skate America, and we're really trying to battle it out for the bronze medal here, because they were 3rd after the short program, so they were really in a good position to take it with a free, but unfortunately did end up 4th place.
Yes, so their short program was to The Show Must Go On from Moulin Rouge. They opened with a solid triple twist and side-by-side triple sows. I feel like they're quite solid on their side-by-side individual jumps, so that's really good. I mean, just based off of that alone, they've got it in terms of, they probably would win nationals if it was just side-by-side jumps, right? They don't have the Holy Spirit in between them. They've got great lifts. They've got great technical elements. But like we said in our Skate America episode, they really need to work on giving face and, performing to the back row. That's something that they can definitely improve on, because, like I said, the technique and all of that, it's fine. But one I do have to point out, because when you're watching on Peacock, there's no commentary. You could hear their coach, I think it's their coach, I might be wrong, but a male scream in joy after that throw triple loop. It was a great throw triple loop, but you could just very audibly hear the scream, and I feel like I kind of like that, because it's just an authentic reaction. But yes, they're a solid team, 3rd after the short with 69.56.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot to mention that when Ashley and Tim were skating their free skate, there was someone screaming so loud. And I was like, I bet this is Amber. Amber's just like chilling after she won her silver medal. Congratulations, Amber. And so she's probably just like hyping up BFF Ashley. And she was screaming. And I really, really enjoy these authentic reactions, because obviously we don't have an audience, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, so apparently, according to, I forget who it was. Maybe it was, I don't even remember, but some skater in their Instagram story was saying that they were actually allowed to watch the other events from like the back row, one skater in each section kind of thing, as to take COVID precautions. So that they were actually watching all the other events. So it could definitely have been one of their teammates.
I think it definitely was. Amber.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, you saw on Instagram, stories about, other teammates supporting other teammates in other events. And it was really, really nice, especially since the audience here were cardboard cutouts and not all human cardboard cutouts. But yes.
Like the Nathan Chen hamster,
The Mariah Bell bunny.
flower crown bunny.
Yes. Oh, so good. But let's get back to Audrey and Misha, their free skate. It was to Charlie Chaplin, and I was just like, okay, it is time to see if they've improved their character performance since Skate America. And I think they have improved. Misha especially, we've got some facial expressions going on, so I was like, yes, good job. But that only lasted for like the first half of the program. Second half, you could tell that they got tired. Misha was definitely tired at the end. The last lip, he was struggling to push Audrey up, and I was just like, oh, come on, let's go, come on. But yeah, decent free skate. What did you think?
I think that after Misha fell on the side-by-side triple toes, you could tell that he was just like getting really tired. I think that was the point for me, that I was like, oh, Misha seems tired to me. And the rest of the program looked very, very labored for him. It doesn't seem like these two have called Keegan messing up for some Charlie Chaplin character coaching.
They really should. They should,
because Keegan is the perfect embodiment of Charlie Chaplin. He just has that spirit. But these two, I mean, like we said in the Skate America episode, these costumes, first of all, are just not Charlie Chaplin. They're like this pale blue. I'm like, this is not a Charlie Chaplin color. It's very good on the color wheel. Very good coordination.
Very, very true. I like that blue. I mean, they could also go to Javier Fernandez. He opened his own skating school.
Oh my God, yeah.
So like Charlie Chaplin, another great Charlie Chaplin. But them as a pairs team, they work really well together, they skate well together, but they don't show the chemistry between them out on the ice.
Yeah, I think they just need a little bit more like season and polish that the top three teams have that they seem to be lacking. But that's definitely not a dig on them. They have plenty of time. And I think that they will get there eventually. I have a lot of faith in them.
Yes. So how about let's talk a little bit more about them, because USFS bios are fun to talk about. Audrey has a photographic memory, which I'm very, very jealous of. She enjoys drawing, singing, playing piano, and making TikToks, as well as volunteering. Joss, do you follow her on TikTok?
I don't. I feel like I follow everyone on TikTok. I follow Amber Glenn, Karen Chen, Hannah Harrell, Alyssa when she had a TikTok. I do not follow Audrey Liu, and I think that is a shame.
That is a shame. Get straight on it after this. Misha is a junior at University of Texas at Dallas, and he's studying health science. He wants to work in sports medicine after his career. He also likes to work on cars, like 90% of the other US pairs men, and enjoys outdoor activities. It's a prerequisite to be a US pairs man. He also enjoys outdoor activities such as paddleboarding and hiking.
Also a prerequisite for US pairs men.
Yes. Outdoors activities.
This is like 80% of Bumble bios for men. Outdoor activities and working on cars.
Maybe he did pull this from his Bumble bio. Who knows? Oh, I think he's actually in a relationship, but
not from the Bumble bio, but very reminiscent of a Bumble bio.
They did come fourth in the free skate and fourth overall, and they are the second alternates for Worlds. And let's move on to our third alternates for Worlds. They came in fifth, and that is Emily Chan and Spencer Akita Howe.
Yeah, and Emily Chan actually used to be Misha's partner, and obviously now...
Wild, eh?
Yeah, now she is no longer with Misha and skating with Spencer. They came seventh at Skate America, and here they came fifth, so that is an improvement. And so their short program... not what they were looking for, but I do think that there is a little bit more polish and a little bit of improvement from Skate America.
They did fall on the throw triple loop. She seemed slow to start the rotation and then just wasn't strong enough to hold onto the landing, I feel. But they had a great side-by-side pair spin at the end. It was really well synchronized. But I feel, for me, something feels off with them. Like, they aren't bad skaters at all. I enjoy their skating, but I feel like they're mismatched a little bit. Like, even though they create nice lines together, I feel like, I don't know how to say it, just something feels a little off to me.
I love them as individuals,
Yes.
Because Emily Chan, what a beautiful skater. And Spencer, with that personality, he hangs out with Jimmy Ma and Misha, if you hadn't seen them on Instagram. But they are just hilarious. He genuinely just has the biggest personality, and I love him. And obviously Emily, very lovely. Something about their chemistry is maybe a little lacking. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, no, I feel ya. They are coached by Alexei Letov and Olga Ganicheva, so they're in the same camp as Audrey and Misha, as well as a few other single skaters, but we'll get to that later on. But yeah, so their free skate to Andrea Bocelli's The Prayer, it opened with somebody screaming, "Yeah!" And I lost it. I laughed so hard. It's so great to hear. I don't even know who it was. It's probably, I don't know, maybe it was Jimmy Ma. Who knows? But
maybe it was Jimmy Ma.
But it's so great to have skater audiences, right? It's so cool. But they did side-by-side triple sows. That was a check. They looked, in my opinion, so much better in the free skate than they did in the short program. They looked like different skaters almost. They had really nice flow and speed. Although Emily did flip out of the triple toe, double toe, side-by-side jump combo and also held on to the landing of the throw triple loop. She did pop a throw triple sow into a double sow, which I don't think I've ever seen a girl pop a...
I thought that was very strange. I was like...
know.
Have I ever seen this
I don't
before?
think I've ever seen like a popped throw, but anyway, it happened. But I think at Nationals there were like mics on the ice, and so you can really pick up which teams speak to each other during their performances, and Spencer is definitely a talker. You could hear like in the broadcast just little like rumblings. I'm like, there's no one near, so it has to be Spencer talking to Emily throughout the program.
I think that's one of those other things. I don't know if I think this is like potentially just a COVID thing, but like I really enjoy like the addition of like the friends and family in the kiss and cry. I love the mics on the ice. I love the random people screaming, like the things that COVID has given us, the gifts.
Oh yes, that'll be the gift of COVID.
Is this gratitude? I'm not sure. Is this what they say when they tell you to start a gratitude journal? But yeah, I think that they could maybe use some work on their chemistry. They did have also just little mistakes here and there. There was a small bobble in the pair's combo spin. Their lines are not matching, I feel like, throughout, just a little angle here and there.
Yeah, no, I noticed that
Yeah,
too.
and that is kind of a quick fix, you know, like it's just it's a coach moving the leg up, right? It's working on that position when they're in the spin and in the air. It's a fix that they can do and that they can improve on.
Definitely. And, you know, with lines not matching, it makes such a difference, like especially as pair skaters, which is literally you as a pair, things need to match.
That's what you're there for.
That's what you're there for. Maybe go watch videos of Elena Berezhnaya and Anton Sigralitsa, because that's just bang on parallel, their lines. It's gorgeous. So it can really make an impact. And like you said, a small little change that would definitely help them.
But yeah, I think that is kind of like what sets them apart from the top three teams, right? It's just these little things here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully the more that they skate together and the more time that they have together, they will make these small changes and their coaches will help them out with those things. But yeah, they did end up fifth here.
Yes. Oh, and quick, before we move on to our next team, Spencer's USFS bio says the following: passionate about environmental preservation, veganism, animal causes, playing music, singing in the shower, and likes to work on cars. So another US pairs man for you who likes to work on cars. I'm just going to point out all of the men who do that.
Which
I
is
just think it's
all
funny.
of them.
Yeah, assume all of them at this moment.
Except for Mervin.
Mervin.
Our
Let's
sixth-place
read
finisher.
Mervin's bio. Let's read Mervin's bio. We've read it before, but it's too awesome to not read again.
I love it. Okay, so his USFS bio, didn't trip up that time. He enjoys cooking almost as much as he enjoys eating. Wouldn't say the same for me. I just enjoy eating. But he also dabbles in music, gardening, and esports. And he is an avid Googler with a curiosity in all subjects. And he has a terrible sense of humor, much to his own detriment. And I just wonder, what makes you an avid Googler? Because I feel like I Google a lot, But would I put that in my bio? I'm not sure that I would.
Look, I'm just waiting for the day that Mervin releases a book because I will pick it up straight away.
But things that I've Googled.
Yeah, baby.
It's just a list.
Just a list. Book publishers, contact Mervin. And Olivia's USFS bio says that she's currently a full-time student at NYU, majoring in nutrition and dietetics. She enjoys cooking in her kitchen, and her favorite thing to eat is sushi. So we can definitely be friends, Olivia, because I enjoy eating too. But she could also go to a Terry Tupperizza and Sambo 70 and apply to be their nutritionist. She can go along with Rina Ikanishi. So there we go. More nutritionists.
Didn't you hear Terry also majored at NYU in nutrition and dietetics.
Who
hence
knew?
why she considers herself the nutritionist of Sambo 70. That is a lie. She never attended NYU in nutrition and dietetics. However, she should in order to be giving the nutrition advice that she does.
So their short program was to If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, and we love this music choice. You've been waiting
Love that high school dance energy.
You've been waiting for Alicia Keys for a skating program for ages. Me too, to be honest. Olivia's dress is fire on her. They had nice side-by-side triple toes, but they do them quite far apart. Maybe they spent too much time with Alexa and Chris. Who knows? I'm kidding, by the way.
Alexa and Brandon. Alexa and Chris are close together.
Oh, true. I do apologize. It's just in my muscle memory. Alexa and Brandon. Oh, gosh.
Freudian slip.
The throw triple flip wasn't that great. They did end up 7th in the short with 59.23. And okay, let's talk about their free skate. It's to Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. We're going with another mid-2000s song. We love it. High School Dances for the win.
It's literally, this is the slow portion of the high school dance, and it's If I Ain't Got You that blends perfectly well with Chasing Cars, except not, because the high school DJ is really cheap, so they literally just kind of like play one right after the other, but we're in the same section of time.
Yes. However, in this high school dance, Mervin didn't have a great day with his side-by-side jumps. He stumbled out of the triple flip, and it was called a double flip with an exclamation mark for the edge. And again, with the side-by-side triple toe, Euler, double sow, he put his hand down on the triple toe. They got a downgrade on the Euler, which it still baffles me when you get a downgrade on the Euler. So yeah, not a great day. In a lift, Olivia couldn't grab her blade, but it still was a level 4, so maybe that was an additional feature that they had. But what I really want to touch on is Mervin in the kiss and cry.
What a sweet, sweet partner. Love to see it.
He was so supportive. So obviously it wasn't a great free skate from them, but this is what he said in the kiss and cry. I did transcribe it. I tried my best. They had masks on in the kiss and cry, so it was a little bit muffled. However, this is, I believe, what he said. He goes, "Hey, we learned something from this one. Learning experience, yeah? Right? It's okay. We'll learn next time too. This morning's practice, yesterday's practice, that's the stuff we want, yeah? And now we practice like that all the time. We'll be good. Like that, yeah?" And he ended up saying, you just got to be confident. And, it was just so sweet. He definitely took on like the big brother role and using all of his experience. So it was just, it was so nice. We stand supportive pairs teams.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Amazing. Mervin, I love Nath as really the sweetest human in the kiss and cry.
Oh, I know. So sweet. So Katie and Nathan are a relatively new team. They teamed up in August 2019, and that's when Katie switched from singles to pairs. Katie also graduated summa cum laude from her undergrad degree and wants to get a PhD in psychology in hopes of being a child and sports psych. And I'm like, please stop being so talented.
Oh my gosh.
Please, it makes me feel bad. But yes, so let's start with their short program, shall we? It's To Cry Me a River by Michael Bublé.
Yeah, this was not my favorite short program of the event. The triple twist was just okay, and Katie unfortunately did fall on the side-by-side triple toes. And so Katie is originally a single skater, and actually just switched from singles to pairs in the summer of 2019. And you could really tell that she used to be single skater. You could see it especially in the throw triple loop technique. And apparently Tara Lipinski had said that Katie had said, oh, that's a lot of telephone, that the throw was the hardest thing to learn for her, transitioning from singles to pairs.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, in the throw triple loop, like you mentioned, her arms were, typically you see pairs ladies hold their partner's arms at their hips, or their partners are holding their arms right up the side, but she had her arms free in like a typical single setup, and Nate had his hands on her waist to get ready to throw her, so it looked a bit odd, but it's tough to get used to pairs elements. They're so different, but it was a decent first outing as a pair. They came 7th in the short program with 58.23. They also came 7th in the free skate, and their music was Arrival of the Birds and Turning Page, and Adam Rippon wasn't there. I hear Arrival of the Birds, and I was
waiting for him.
Where's Adam? But we'll take them. We'll take Katie and Nathan.
We'll take them. I was looking for a pair of navy blue pants with a see-through top with some green and turquoise and blue sparkles, but we did not get that. Adam, where are you, sir? But yes, we will definitely take Katie and Nathan. I always enjoy Arrival of the Birds. This was not their best outing.
Yeah.
Not having a great day with the side-by-side jumps.
Yeah, he said sorry to her after the ending pose, and I was like, "Oh,
oh no, I hate it when they apologize. It just makes me so sad."
Oh, I know. But afterwards, I mean, they had a really good attitude about it. Katie was just like, "First competition," and Nate was like, "Check." And I was like, "Okay, that's like Mervin said, treated as a learning experience." And after they received their scores in the kiss and cry, Nathan was like, "Okay, all right, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the event. Go Alexa and Brandon. Go Jess and Brian." I was just like, oh my gosh, support.
The sweetest. Love to see it. But yeah, they did end up 7th in the short and free skate and 7th overall.
So that was an exciting pairs event, a lot of skating, and we've got more skating coming up with our talk on ice dance.
Let's move on to ice dance now. Why don't we start off with a couple of announcements?
Yes, the big one being that Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko withdrew due to COVID exposure. And like a lot of pairs did, like a lot of the US pairs did, they withdrew as a precaution, not because they got a positive test, so good on them for being responsible adults. You heard a lot in the kiss and cry during this ice dance event, people saying hi to Christina and Anthony, so that was very, very sweet. Also, Adrian Carhart and Ivan Gurianov split, so they did not compete at nationals.
Yeah, and just to clarify, it sounds like Christina and Anthony were exposed to someone who's tested positive, but they personally did not test positive. So it's just a positive COVID exposure. But nevertheless, hopefully they themselves do not test positive. But our, second dance announcement real quick is like the other events, USFS has chosen the teams that they were going to be sending to Worlds. They have 3 teams, which I don't think come as any surprise. The first team is Maddie Chock and Evan Bates. The second is Madison Hubbell and Zach Donohue. And the third is, of course, Kaitlin Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker. And their alternates, again, probably no surprise. Their first alternate, my mouth is warming up for these last names, is, of course, Carrera and Ponomarenko. Their second alternate is Green and Parsons, and their third alternate is Cesanek and Yehor. So definitely no surprises there. Again, congratulations to the teams that are going to Worlds this year. If it happens, we're just going to keep saying that. I guess for dance, why don't we start off with our 7th place finishers here, Eva Pate and Logan Bye.
I have such a soft spot for them. I really, really, really love them. So they are coached by Igor Spielban and Pasquale Camelengo in Novi, Michigan. In her USFS bio, Eva says that she enjoys boating, spending time with friends and fam, and reading. We already love that already. USFS bio for Logan says that he goes to the University of Michigan and he's doing a combined bachelor's and master's degree in biomedical engineering. Okay, please be more talented. Okay.
If you heard on the ladies episode, I am eating ketchup chips and drinking beer simultaneously, so those are my accomplishments.
I'm also drinking alcohol and eating chips.
It also says here that he enjoys kart racing, indoor skydiving, frisbee, video games, and paddleboarding. Oh, we got to have one outdoor sport.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But doesn't like to work on
this
cars.
eclectic mix, though. That's true. Ice dancer, it's not a prerequisite.
It's not a prerequisite.
And I guess before we get into how they skated, actually, Eva posted on Instagram that she was skating in Christina Carrera's old skates that weekend. So after Skate America, Eva had an MRI and discovered that she had a cyst in her ankle. And I mean, she tried Christina's old skates and they were the only ones that allowed her to skate without pain. So, I mean, that's awful having a cyst on your ankle. That's just a really awkward spot.
Not that there are any good spots for cysts, really, but...
I know, right?
For
but
a
especially
skater.
as a skater in a boot, like, oof. But she said that, a little part of you, as in Christina, is here with Logan and me. Like,
oh my
you
gosh.
and Anton have been in our thoughts every day here. From the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough. Wish you were here with us. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
You can't be more sweet, can you? She's
sweetest.
so sweet. Their programs were also, I really enjoyed them. Their rhythm dance was to Motown medley. It was so heckin' cute and spunky. Ava was in like a disco-y sparkly blue dress. I really liked it. And so they came in 7th at Skate America, and I think seeing them in Skate America really helped, I guess, me enjoy them more at Nationals, because I think I was focused on, more of their technique at Skate America, and here I just really enjoyed their performances.
Oh my gosh, they are so much fun. Okay, first of all, I love Motown, so
Yes.
that's already a plus. But they have just such good chemistry between them, and they have that something, and it's I mean, I feel like not a lot of pairs have, not a lot of teams have that, but they really do. And I think seeing them grow, they have so much time. Eva is 20 and Logan is 22, so a ton of time to grow together, and really looking forward to what they produce. But it's interesting because in their protocols it said that there was a violation of choreography restrictions. Not really quite sure what happened there.
But they did have a really good technical elements score. Their rhythm dance score was 64.37, and it was a really good rhythm dance from them. And their iconic free dance to Say Something in Primavera, where Logan and he does the whole stumble and fall choreo to the lyrics I'll stumble and fall from Say Something. It's so iconic. I absolutely love it. I was live tweeting this event and I was just like, oh no, Logan, there's no stumble and fall in this part of the music, so you're not supposed to stumble here.
But then he actually stumbled and fell later on.
Yes, they did. And in their opening stationary lift, which was a level 4, they had mostly +3s in that. So really good. Most other elements got +1s mostly, so they can definitely work on upping those GOE scores. A few levels dropped here and there in the step sequences, and overall really good. Their PCS were in the mid-6s. I really think they're diamonds in the rough. Like, give them a few more seasons together. They are a relatively new dance team. Give them a few more seasons together to mature and all of that, and they could well be a force to be reckoned with.
I really like them. Okay, I have like a teeny tiny critique, but
okay,
their costumes for Say Something are like so loud. I was like, these are not Say Something costumes. These are like too darn hot costumes. Like,
but it's a really nice purple, like a nice pale purple.
Yeah, like they need to dial down the saturation like 60%, maybe even like 80% on their costumes, because while we do need to say something and we are giving up, I mean, they're not giving up, but the lyrics say that, we don't need to say something really quite that loudly here.
So maybe the color palette needs to be a bit more depresso, is that what you're saying?
That's really what I'm saying, thanks to the translation.
So at us at Let's Get Down, or at Jocelyn to be your new color wheel consultant. That's a new job title.
That's my job title on the pod. Claudia, co-founder, Joss, color wheel consultant. I'll take it. I accept.
But yes, we love Ava and Logan. They are such sweet people, and definitely looking forward to their future like they are. But let's move on to our 5th place finishers, and that is Molly Cesanek and Yehor.
Oh my gosh, can we please talk about these bios? Okay, so
100%.
Okay, well, I'll just name a couple of things and then I'll get to the good part. Okay, so
Okay.
Molly studies health promotion at American University. She loves Harry Potter, reading, dancing, teaching, learning to skate, being outdoors, and fishing with Yehor. And then in Yehor's bio, at the end, he says fishing with Molly.
It's so
Aw.
cute. Yehor moved to the US in 2018, originally from Ukraine, and he studies at the National University of Physical Education and Sport of Ukraine. He is a car enthusiast, especially off-road car style, so that's slightly different from our pairs men. He loves dancing, metal detecting, fixing things with his fixing things with his hands and tools.
Fixing things with hands.
He's so I love him. And obviously fishing with Molly. As a team, they like to make dance videos, vlogs, and content. We need to subscribe.
Why am I not subscribed to any of these people? I feel bad. Sorry, guys.
They like talking motion dance pictures of interesting poses and contemporary art. That's what they like to create. And
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So cool. So cool. They are the US Junior Pewter medalists from 2020, and they came 5th at the most recent Skate America.
Yeah. Again, they were also 5th here.
Yes, and their rhythm dance, I love the music selection. It is to Shout from Ain't Too Proud and Walking on Sunshine. This was so upbeat. I love Shout. And it was so good. Level 4 twizzles were right on the music. Yehor pulled a Matrix Kaori and high kicked in the judges' faces. It was so good.
However, their fin step was pretty messy. They received a no on all 4 of their key points. So they could definitely use some improvement there.
Yes, but their midline step was a level 4, rotational lift was a level 4, their pattern step sequence, she got a level 4, he got a level 3. But yeah, rhythm dance scored 71.11, and they came in 5th for the rhythm dance, 5th in the free dance as well, and the free dance was to Make It Rain and Take Me to Church. Really powerful skate.
I think that overall they need higher base value elements, but they are super young. Molly's 19, Yehor is 21. They have a ton of room to improve. Sounds like they are working on their chemistry through their fishing activities. But I think that this was a really powerful skate.
Yeah, they got PCSs in the mid to high 7s. The GOEs mainly averaged out to +2s and +3s. So overall, like, really decent skate. So they scored 106.29 in the free dance, and overall they got 177.40. So well done to them. They were a bit behind, and by a bit I mean like 20 points overall behind the top 4 teams. And 4th place finishers were Caroline Green and Michael Parsons. So they are coached by Alexei Kiliakov and Elena Novak, which is the same camp as Lorraine and Anton. They came in 4th at Skate America, 5th at last year's Nationals. I think they are great. They are too talented for their own good. Caroline supports Lab Rescue and Rainbow Women's Shelter. Michael supports Power the Poles Initiative.
Love it.
I
love it.
Love it. Absolutely love. He also enjoys playing guitar, songwriting, cooking, and singing. And I'm like, that's a great mix of hobbies. I really like that. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I really, really enjoyed their rhythm dance here. They could do a little bit better in their GOEs. They mainly got 2s and 3s, so they could definitely improve there, but it was really clean. I really, really enjoyed the rhythm dance. So much more improved from Skate America. That was not English, but what I'm trying to say is that they really improved. They are the only team to have gotten a perfect technical score, which means that they got level 4s for every element that they did. So really, really improved.
Their skating skills are so good. Their fin step, very, very clean. A lot of people on Twitter were like, they've probably got the best fin step of the night. So well done to them. She is only 17, he's 25, and I was just like, stop being talented, everybody.
But in their free dance, big mistake from Michael in the twizzles. And he ended up with level 2 in his twizzles, but he did eventually get back in sync. So good for you, Michael. I am still mildly uncomfortable with the program. It is a very sexual program, and she is a teen, and he is a whole adult.
A whole
at the
adult?
ripe
A
age of
partial adult?
25, a whole adult. And she is a teenager. But we did talk about that in the Skate America episode. Maybe they'll switch programs for their free dance, or maybe kind of rethink some of it. But yeah, listen to the Skate America episode if you would like more of my commentary on her teenage age and his whole adult age. But anyways, they did make a couple of mistakes here and there in this free dance, which is unfortunate because their rhythm dance was so good.
Their free dance didn't bother me as much as it possibly did at Skate America. I think they did change a few things and made a few adjustments to their Prince medley free dance, but yeah, it was a fun selection of songs for the medley. Michael bobbled in his twizzles, but Caroline did lose a level in the 1 foot step sequence, but their PCSs were in the mid-8s. They scored 112.29 in the free dance and 192.39 overall. So I think they're getting a lot of momentum. The judges really, really like them, and fair enough, because they are a really good team.
Yeah, they are really great. I really like them. I think they need a new free dance, but they just did so well in the rhythm dance. I'm so proud of them. Amazing, especially the fin step. I think that was probably the highlight of that night.
All right, let's move on to third place finishers who also had an amazing, amazing rhythm dance. And that is, of course, Kaitlin, Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker, one of our favorites.
Oh my
we
gosh.
love them so, so, so much.
True fave. I love Saturday Night Fever. It's literally so like one of my favorite programs for dance. Another fave program is Sweet Dreams from Joe Johnson and Karina Monta. But anyways, this is like on that level. I like this program just as much as that.
This is an excellent program. I love it from the first beat of the music. They need to compete this or even just exhibition it for the rest of their lives, even though the Swan Lake exhibition is just like pure gold.
I really wish that they had a little bit more so they could really, really challenge those top two teams in the US. I really wish they just had a little bit more because I love them so much. Their dynamic is really unlike any other dance team, especially in the States.
Yes, I think also like they've got that something, you know, and sometimes it might be just technical mistakes and points left on the table, but I keep forgetting. They've been together since June 2012, so they've been together for a long time, and we've heard about them for so long. But she's only 23, he's only 27. Like, yeah, it's like when Mawasada came out so young, and you're just like, wait, she's still a teenager, and you're like, when? Ugh. But they are so talented. Kaitlin is currently studying psychology at Penn State University. She supports Run for Leah and the ALS Association. She enjoys painting, dancing, DJing, and of course spending her time with her golden doodle.
Oh my gosh,
Jean-Luc enjoys photography, bike riding, and exploring. That's another way for saying outdoor.
Oh, open-ended exploring.
Not outdoor activities. So we love them both so much. This rhythm dance is probably one of the best they've skated all season. They had all level 4 elements except for the fin step, which was a level 3 because they hit yes, no, yes, yes. They were so surprised at their scores in the Kiss and Cry. They got 85.28 and both of them were like, okay, all right, okay, thank you, judges. And I was just like, you deserve it. You definitely deserve it.
Thank you, judges.
Very, very great. They were still like 5 points behind the top two teams, which I was just like, I think that you should be tighter.
Oh, I hate it because they have that it factor.
I know. But hopefully they stay around for like 3,000 more quads, so we get to see them skate more and more and more.
I would not complain.
And we get to see more Jean-Luc with the swan on his shoulder. So I think the world needs to see Swan-Luc. We need to see more of Swan-Luc. The world needs it after 2020. So
that's the cure. The COVID.
Swan-Luc is the cure.
It's not antibiotics. It's Swan-Luc.
Definitely. So their free dance was to Heart of Glass and First Movement, a collection of Philip Glass music, and their edges. This is just so beautiful. And I tweeted, like, it's a bit annoying how talented Kaitlin and Jean-Luc are. Like, I don't think it's fair, which is definitely true.
It's so true. I also, I'm getting more used to this cut in half dress. I'm getting more used to it. And, also, on Twitter, someone had said something about Jean-Luc's black turtleneck costume.
Okay.
And literally Jean-Luc replied to them and was like, hey, it is very much improved from Skate America.
Oh, yeah,
Because for that one, I got a black turtleneck from Uniqlo. And I was like, I love Uniqlo. That's the best. They have the best basics. If there was anywhere to get a black turtleneck
high quality.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc has taste. He didn't go to Target.
That's taste.
It's absolute taste. He also had taste. His whole family has taste in terms of face masks, because in the Kiss and Cry, he wore a Spongebob face mask and it was made by his mom.
Oh my
it was so good. Although I was so sad. He changed it to like a silky black mask for the medal ceremony, and I'm like, come on, give SpongeBob his moment.
Oh, we need a SpongeBob moment. Jean-Luc.
They should skate to like, you know how Johanna Yokoi skating to Tom and Jerry, not even soundtrack, it's just like the sounds from Tom and Jerry.
Sounds from the Tom and Jerry special effects track.
Kaitlin, because she DJs, should create a mix of SpongeBob sounds, and they should do it for their exhibition.
They should skate to the campfire song. That's my favorite SpongeBob song. Fun piece of me trivia. Favorite SpongeBob song is the campfire song.
Y'all, but I think Kaitlin and Jean-Luc would so be down for a SpongeBob exhibition.
Imagine.
They would so be down for it. But they had a lovely free dance. They were so happy with their scores. They scored 127.27. And apart from the Twizzles, all their other GOBs were +3s. The Twizzles registered 3 +2s, so it was fine. But yeah, all of the GOBs were +3s and above. That's what I meant to say. And, you know, they both really liked this free dance and waxed lyrical about it. And you can definitely tell because it's beautiful to watch.
I think this free dance gave them a lot more polish. I think that they are so into both of these programs. It's beautiful to see a team just like living their programs, and they really do that. I love these two so much. I love these two programs on them. I hope they keep them for Olympic season. I'm very into it.
Yes, they actually had a base value for their technical score, a base value of 47.33, which is actually the highest of the event, highest of the night. So we see potential. We are very excited. Judges, come on.
Come on, judges. Let's do it. But let's move on to our silver medalists, Madison, Chock, and Evan Bates.
Love also. Big love. This is their first competition this season because they were assigned to Skate Canada. Obviously, Skate Canada was cancelled, but they have kept both their programs from last season. They have made a few changes here and there. Let's get into their too darn hot rhythm dance.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so first of all, this new dress on Madison Chock, like, has anyone ever looked that good in the entire world? I don't think so.
Maddie she needs to open up like a fashion line when the time comes for her to retire from skating, or she just needs to, I mean, she already designs dresses for other skaters, but you know, I would also, even though I don't compete anymore, I would also love a dress from Madison Chock.
Imagine. I'm wearing Madison Chock today.
I'm in Madison Chock today. What are you wearing? But okay, so in the last warm-up group, the Firebeats remix of Calabria was playing, and you could see Patrice by the boards just bopping along, and I'm just like, I love you. Patrice and Marie France are just absolute legends. I love them so much. But I also noticed that in Too Darn Hot, Maddie has improved her edges. I think she's, I wouldn't say notorious, but it is known that she can sometimes step onto a flat edge, and which obviously impacts their levels and all of that. But I was looking very closely at her edges and they look very improved. They did not look flat at all. They did get all 4 key points for their fin step with plus 3.21 GOE, which is mad. But Maddie did bobble in the Twizzles, giving her a level 3. Evan got a level 4, but level 4 everything else.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that Maddie bobbled in the Twizzles here because Evan bobbled in the Twizzles and they're free.
Oh.
So upset. Almost cried. We'll talk about that in a second, but
yes,
I really love their Too Darn Hot. I am personally not a fan of Too Darn Hot in general, but this, I'm convinced with this one.
Yes, they came first in the rhythm dance with 90.10. They are battling with Maddie Hubbell and Zach Donohue for the top spot in American Ice Dance, and it is so close. So in the rhythm dance though, Chock and Bates, they won in transitions and performance, the PCS side, over Hubbell and Donohue, but they were equal with them in skating skills, composition, and interpretation. So that's how tight everything is. But like you mentioned, Evan bobbled in the Twizzles in their Egyptian snake dance, free dance, it's so good. I love that dance. It cost them enough to lose the title. They did come in second in the rhythm dance. Let's just start with from the top. The opening curve lifts, they are gorgeous. They are so good. And it's those minute like points lost that, like, so Evan's mistake probably cost them like 0.37 in base value, and let's say like, I don't know, 1.4 in potential GOE. So like 1.77, which would have put them pretty much on par with Hubbell and Donohue. Like, we always knew it was going to be a tight race between them, like literally tenths of a point. If Maddie hadn't bobbled in the rhythm dance and Evan had bobbled in the free dance, then I reckon they would have won by like a sliver, but they still would have won like by, I don't know, like a 1 point. Other than the Twizzles, no GOEs were lower than a +3. They were given 2 10.0s in PCS by Judge 1, Judge 5 for composition and interpretation of music. And in the free dance, they only beat Hubbell and Donohue in transitions and composition. But they did get 132.83 in total, 222.93 overall, which is just like under 2 points behind Hubbell and Donohue.
It is just so close between these two teams.
I know.
It's wild. Like,
it's great though. Like, we love like healthy competition, but yeah, it's so wild how close they are. It really reminds me of Tessa and Scott versus Meryl and Charlie. It's always so close between them, and it brings excitement to ice dance, which is always great.
Yeah, it really is always great. But I guess we should talk about their, I was going to say rivals, but that's very much a YA thriller set at a private school word. Let's talk about our gold medalists, Maddie Hubbell and Zach Donohue. Speaking of clothes and designing, it looks like Maddie is building a clothing brand with her mom.
Yes, and she also has a new costume for burlesque. It's been called by some people as the not safe for work version. It's this.
Oh no!
It's this whole kind of like black mesh. What would you call it? Like bodysuit?
It's a bodysuit. It's basically like a black mesh bodysuit.
It's a sheer bodysuit
with like a sports bra and bottoms, basically.
Look, it's not doing it for me, but I think that like it's for sure.
It looks good. It looks
good on her, and it's also something
great.
that ex-Tina would wear for sure. So like it's in character. Like
it really does bother me though that the mesh is, I mean, it's obviously not opaque, but the pant part of the bodysuit is not opaque, but they're over the boot. I was like,
you don't like
why
over the
is
boot,
it not
do you?
opaque, but it's over the boot. I don't like the over the boot. It's bothering me.
What also was bothering me just a little bit was that Zach was wearing a black armband, and I'm typically used to, like, when I see a black armband, it being a tribute to somebody passing away. Like, for example, in soccer or football, if you call it that way, normally people wear one when someone has passed away or something tragic has happened. So I was like, oh, like, what's happened? But I was talking with some people and they're just like, maybe it's just part of the costume. And I was like, okay, all right.
You never know with these two's costumes.
Very, very true. Like, Maddie had that huge, like, coat a couple of competitions ago that she wore out for the...
my heart belongs to Daddy.
Yes.
We won't ever say that again. That's the last time I'll ever say this on this podcast.
If you want to hear why we had this reaction to that program, go listen to our previous episodes.
I'll never say that phrase ever again, I promise.
But yes, burlesque rhythm dance, their speed across the ice is super refreshing. Their twizzles are always really great. They're really fast. But Zach almost lost his balance during the fin step. It was really subtle, but I noticed it. They got yes, T, yes, yes for their fin step, a level 3, and the T is like a timing issue. However, somebody on Twitter, it's actually, their handle is XOG Wendell's Flow, or their name currently is Wakaba, which like big mood.
Which I agree. Yes.
They tweeted, does Gadbois just not know how to teach fin steps? Because both Hubbell and Donohue and Hawayek and Baker should have gotten choreography violation deductions for having their fin steps cross the vertical axis during the first 2 key points. And yeah, so if you look up at the mapping for the fin step, there is clearly a division through the middle of the rink. You do the pattern on one side and then you finish it on the other side. Like, makes sense, right? But Hubbell and Donohue definitely, as well as Hawayek and Baker, crossed to the other end of the rink during the first part of their fin step. And so that was very interesting. I mean, I did notice throughout the entire competition, a lot of skaters were skating very close to the boards. So like maybe the rink was a lot smaller, but they literally crossed from one side of the rink to the other doing, you know, the first 2 key points. So that was something interesting I noted.
Let's talk about their free dance. I personally think their free dance was a little bit overscored. I don't know if I would have had them ahead of Chock and Bates, but I do think that there was definitely some nationals inflation here.
I think they did deserve to win though, considering they didn't make any like twizzle mistakes.
Like Evan did, yeah.
Yeah, but so like the positioning was correct. Scoring, another matter. Nationals, yes. I mean.
Yeah, positioning is correct. Scoring is another matter. Yes, that's accurate, I think.
But I mean, it was a decent free skates to Hallelujah, Jeff Buckley and Katie Lang. It's fine. This is an okay free dance.
Scott Moyer choreography.
Very, very true. Scott Moyer won US Nationals, right? 5 out of 7 judges gave them 10s for interpretation of the music. Yeah, that's a lot of 10s. It's
a lot of 10s.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't agree, but whatever, I'm not a judge. They weren't any GOEs lower than a +3. In general, there was like 1 +2, but that's thrown out. So yeah, they won the free dance and won the competition. They got 134.90 for the free dance and 224.56 overall. But just Zach in the kiss and cry.
Oh
dear.
No. I can't even say it. It's
he goes, okay, I can't breathe, masks.
Oh my God, okay. Zach.
And then they after they found out they won, they obviously were excited. They huddled down and they said, I love you to each other. And I was like, okay.
I just can't get over I can't breathe masks. Just wear your mask. You're going to be okay. You'll be fine.
Okay, so we still have men's to record. So let's wrap our skating discussions up and let's go into the kiss and cry.
All right, so let's get into our book recommendation for this episode. Before I start, there is a content warning for some violence and difficult family dynamics in this book. But the book that we chose for this episode is inspired by, of course, the disco themes of Kaitlin Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker's, oh my gosh, my fave, Saturday Night Fever rhythm dance. And this book is called Burn Baby Burn by Meg Medina. Not only does this book have a flaming disco ball on the cover, but it also has disco themes in the plot because of the time period it's set in. So Meg Medina is a Latina author, and so is our protagonist, Nora Lopez. This book is set in 1977 in New York, so definitely in the disco era, and there is a serial killer who has not yet been apprehended that is now known as the Son of Sam Killer, who is targeting young girls with dark hair, and Nora fits this profile, so she is terrified to leave her house, especially at night. Her brother is physically aggressive and becoming increasingly more violent. Her father has left them, and her mother is barely hanging on to her severely underpaid job, so she is rarely home. And in the middle of a summer night, there is a blackout, and the book takes off from there. And this is just as much about the relationships within Nora's family and her mental health, having to take care of herself, as it is about the mystery element of the book. Of course, like I was saying, there are many disco references. Even the title Burn Baby Burn is an iconic disco song, and there are so many more in the story. I read this book super quickly because of the mystery element, and I loved it. Again, this book is called Burn Baby Burn by Meg Medina.
I think any book inspired by Kaitlin and Jean-Luc Saturday Night Fever is going to be great. It's going to win. So absolutely go pick it up. Okay, I think let's finish off this episode because we've still got men's to do and we've spent a lot of time talking about pairs and ice dance.
So I am Joss, and you can come and chat with us at Let's Get Down Pod. That's LUTZ Get Down Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to work with us, please shoot us an email at letsgetdownpod@gmail.com.
I'm Claudia, and if you like this podcast and almost teared up at Mervin's support talk to Olivia after their free skate, please leave us a review and give us some 5-star love. We'd really, really appreciate it. Thanks y'all for listening.
Bye.